The screen was the only light in the room, a glowing blue trap that promised a different life. It took 30 seconds to risk what had taken years to earn. He stood on a digital ledge, holding $80,000 in a digital wallet, a fortune built on discipline, now offered up to chance. He placed it all on a single basketball game. One whistle, one final shot. When the buzzer sounded and the wrong team celebrated, the screen didn't flash. It simply went still. He didn't scream. He didn't pace. He finished a bottle of wine until his mind went numb, and he fell into a heavy, suffocated sleep. He didn't know that the man who would wake up at 11 a.m. would be a stranger to the man who went to bed. The sun was high and unforgiving when he finally opened his eyes. The headache was a dull roar, but the pit in his stomach was louder. He reached for his phone, his thumb hovering over the app out of habit, like a tongue searching for a missing tooth. He scrolled through his history. It wasn't just the 80,000 from the night before. The numbers scrolled like a ledger of ghosts. 10,000 here, 20,000 there. By the time he reached the end of the year's data, the truth hit him like a physical blow. Over $160,000 gone. In less than a year, he had burned a kingdom of potential. He had traded his peace, his security, and his sleep for the rush of a loading bar and a scoreboard that didn't know his name. He sat on the edge of the bed, staring at his hands. They were trembling. For months, he had told himself he was investing, that he was one big win away from fixing everything. But looking at that 11 a.m. sunlight, he realized the win was the biggest lie of all. The system wasn't designed to reward his knowledge. It was designed to keep him breathing just enough so he could bleed some more. He realized that the odds, 1.9 or 10.0, didn't matter. The only way to stop losing was to stop playing. He didn't wait for the regret to pass. He moved while it was still sharp. One by one, he opened the accounts. He didn't look at the balances. He didn't look at the suggested bets for the evening. He navigated to the settings. Deactivate. Delete. Permanently close. It felt like cutting off a limb to save the rest of the body. The apps that had lived on the first page of his phone for years vanished in a flurry of taps. The money was gone. The 80,000 from last night was a ghost. The 160,000 was a scar. But as the final account closed, the silence in the room changed. It wasn't the silence of a grave anymore. It was the silence of a clean slate. He never looked back. He learned that gambling doesn't just take your currency, it takes your ability to appreciate the slow, honest climb of life. It makes a hard day's work feel small compared to a lucky ticket. But a lucky win is a trap, and a massive loss is a tuition fee for a lesson he finally learned. Your peace is worth more than any jackpot. The house always wins, unless you walk out the front door and never look back.